morning, dear students. Once again, welcome to my class. In my last class, I explained what is capacitor, types of capacitors on the basis of their geometry of the conductors and dielectric used in the capacitor. Also, we derived an expression for capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. So today in our class we shall discuss two more derivations. The first one, expression for energy stored in the parallel plate capacitor. This question is important for 3 marks, sometime for 5 marks in the examination point of view. Energy stored in the parallel plate capacitor. I'll try to explain using a simple example. Here I'll consider 2 metallic plates. Initially, the charge on these 2 plates is 0. So we shall call it as plate number 1, plate number 2. Okay. How do I charge these 2 metal plates? Now, look at here, the charge on the plate 1 is 0. Charge on the plate 2 is also 0, which means there is no electric field in between these 2 metal plates. Electric field is 0 initially. Now I'll transfer one positive charge from plate 2 to the plate 1. To transfer a positive charge from plate 2 to the plate 1, we don't want any work done, which means work done is not required. Why? Because initially electric field between the 2 metal plates is 0. So without doing the work done, I am going to transfer one positive charge from plate 2 to the plate 1. So like this, I transferred. By losing one positive charge, the plate 2 acquires one negative charge. By gaining one positive charge, this metal plate 1 gain one extra positive charge. As a result, the plate 1 becomes positively charged, plate 2 become negatively charged. Now, once you transferred a positive charge from plate 2 to the plate 1, now electric field exists in between the 2 metal plates, directing from positive charge to the negative charge. So electric field exists now. Now additionally, I need to charge the 2 plates of the capacitor. Now what I'll do, I'll send one more positive charge, means I will transfer one more positive charge from plate 2 to the plate 1. Now work is required. Why work is required? There is a electric field in between the 2 metal plates. So for this, we shall call it as initial work done, that is 0. Now I am transferring one positive charge. I am transferring one positive charge. So look at here. Again the same thing. By losing positive charge, it gains one extra electron. As a result, it's further negatively charged. Here, by gaining one positive charge, again further it gets positively charged, but here we need to do some amount of work done. For that, we shall give it as W1. Similarly, I'll transfer one more. So further positively charged, further negatively charged. So for this, work done is required. we shall call it as W2. Further, I'll transfer positive charge from plate 2 to the plate 1. So it is further negatively charged, further positively charged. So we shall give a name as W3. So here the plate 1 is completely positively charged, whereas the plate 2 is completely negatively charged. So in this way I can charge or I can charge the capacitor. So the total work done, what we are doing to transfer the charge from one plate to another plate is stored in the capacitor as electric potential energy. So this is a simple explanation to understand how can we store energy in the capacitor. Okay. Now by using this idea, we shall derive an expression for energy stored in the parallel plate capacitor. Now I will use the same diagram. Two metal plates, which are parallel to each other. So we shall give a name as plate number 1, plate number 2. For example, this plate is already positively charged. This plate is negatively charged. Charge on both the metal plates in magnitudes wise they should be same, but they are opposite in nature wise. Here look at here, this is positively charged, this is negatively charged. For example, here 3 microcoulomb plus 3 microcoulomb, here it should be minus 3 microcoulomb. Here positive charge, this is negative charge, and here we have potential difference, that is V, and it has a capacitance, that is C, and in between the two metal plates there is a electric field. Now I need to charge additionally, means I need to transfer charge from one plate to the another plate. Now I will transfer a charge of dq, a small amount of charge, because capacitor cannot be charged at once. I need to transfer the charges bit by bit from one plate to the other plate. Okay, so I am going to transfer the charge of dq from plate 2 to the plate 1. Against this, what is there? There is an electric field. So what we required? Work done is required to transfer a charge of dq from plate 2 to the plate 1. Work done is required. Then what is the potential at any instant while charging the capacitor? Let's see the expression. Potential at any instant while charging the capacitor is given by V is equal to Q by C. So this is the potential at any instant while charging the two plates of the capacitor. Just now I told, to transfer the charge dq, we required some amount of work done. What is the work done? Let's see now. Work done in moving or transferring, moving a charge dq from plate 2 to the plate 1 is given by, so what is the work done? We have an equation, that is work done is equal to charge into potential. Work done. Then in the place of work done, I can write dW is equal to charge. What is the charge I am transferring here? dQ. So I will write dQ into, what is the potential? What is the potential? V. Then dW is equal to, what is V, value of V? That is Q divided by C. I will write this in. Q divided by C into dQ. We shall mark it as equation number 2. So this is the small amount of work done we required to transfer a charge of dQ from plate 2 to the plate 1. Similarly, I need to transfer one more charge, dQ dash. So like that, I need to transfer amount of charges from one plate to the another plate. So for that, I need to calculate total amount of work done. Now, total work done to charge the capacitor from where to where? From 0 to Q. Q means it may be 10 microcoulomb or 12 microcoulomb or 15 microcoulomb. Initially the charge is 0. So we need to charge the capacitor from where to where? From 0 to some amount of charge. So for that I given the name as Q. Some amount of charge, it may be 5 microcoulomb or 10 microcoulomb. To charge a capacitor from 0 to some amount of charge, what is the total work done? We need to calculate. So what is total work done? W is equal to, by use of integration, by using an integration, we can calculate total work done. From where to where? 0 to Q. Already we calculated small amount of work done, that is dW. W is equal to integration of 0 to Q into dW. I'll continue here. W is equal to 0 to Q dW. What is dW? Q by C into dQ. Q by C into dQ. Then W is equal to, here C, that is a capacitance of a capacitor is constant. I'll take out from the integration. So 1 over C, integration of 0 to Q. What is the remaining thing? Q into dQ. So integration of Q into dQ. We have a simple integration formula is there. X into dx is equal to x to the power of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So here power, nothing is there, means 1. So it will be equal to x in the place of n. What is the power? 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1. So what will get? X square divided by 2. X square divided by 2 for the integration of x into dx. Integration of x into dx. But in the place of x, what we have? Q. In the place of dx, what we have? dq. Then what you will get? W is equal to 1 over c. So q into dq is q square divided by 2. What is the upper limit? Q. What is the lower limit? 0. Now I'll apply integration rule. 1 over c to the variable, first upper limit minus then lower limit. Q square divided by 2 minus 0 square divided by 2. So it will cancel. So what you'll get, W is equal to 1 over C into Q square by 2. So I can simplify like this, Q square divided by 2C, but Q is equal to C into V. Already we learned this expression. So in the place of Q, I'll write C into V. Since it is square, so it becomes C square V square divided by 2 into C. So a square, a C get cancelled, then W is equal to CV square divided by 2, or we can write in the standard form of CV square. So this work done stored in the capacitor as electric potential energy. So for that I can write U is equal to of CV square. So this is the expression for energy stored in the parallel plate capacitor. This equation is very important in case of CET and in case of NEET, even in the numerical problems of CV square. It looks like kinetic energy equation of mv square, but it is entirely different. It is of CV squared. C is the capacitance of the capacitor, V is the potential. Okay, now the next derivation or next concept is combination of capacitors. Why we supposed to combine the capacitor? Capacitors can be connected in various ways to get desired value of capacitance, which means in some time we may not get the capacitor according to our convenient, means according to our requirement. In that situation, we can able to combine the capacitor to get our required value of capacitance. In that, we have two important combinations are capacitors in series and capacitors in parallel. When does the capacitors are said to be connected in series? When they are connected end to end like this. Look at here. Here I have considered two capacitors. Even we can take 3, 4, 5 up to n number of capacitors. So the capacitors are said to be connected in series when they are connected end to end. Apart from that, it is said to be connected in series, see the points, if the potential difference across each capacitor is different. If the potential difference across each capacitor is different, then it is said to be connected in series. One more point, if the charge on each plates of capacitor is same. So when the charge on each plates of the capacitor is same and potential across each capacitor is different, then it is said to be connected in series. Look at this. Now two capacitors, capacitor 1 and 2, they are connected in series across the battery. How do I charge the plates of the capacitor? Look at here. This first plate of the first capacitor, second plate of the first capacitor, first plate of the second capacitor, second plate of the second capacitor. See, first plate is connected to positive terminal of the battery. So what will happen? Negative charges start moving towards the positive terminal of the battery like this. By losing the electron, this plate becomes positively charged. Then, due to this charging by induction method, what will happen? Inner surface of the second plate gets negatively charged. Similarly, the outer surface of the second plate of the first capacitor charged positively with equal magnitude. Okay. Now, so what will happen here? Due to this positive charge, by the method of or charging by induction method, what will happen? Negative charges take place in the outside of the first plate of the capacitor, and positive charge take place in the inner surface of the first plate of the second capacitor. So what will happen? They start moving towards the positive charge. They will combine. This negative charge combined with a positive charge, negative charge combined with a positive charge, they get neutralized. So here charges won't be there because they get neutralized. So here what will happen? The electron will come and they will move like this, and by gaining negative charges, it becomes negatively charged. So this is plus Q, minus Q, plus Q and minus Q. But you have to note one point: the magnitude of the charge on each plate of the capacitor is same. Since we are talking about series combination, for example, here 3 microcoulomb means here also 3 microcoulomb, here also 3 microcoulomb, here also 3 microcoulomb. This is negative, here negative, this is positive, this is positive. Then what is the potential across the first capacitor? We shall call it as V1. Across second capacitor, we shall call it as V2. And what is the capacitance of the first capacitor? We shall give a name as C1. Here we shall give a name as C2. Okay. Now, what is the total potential here? V. So these two potential across each capacitor is different. For example, the total potential is 6 volt, means here they are not same. Here 3 volt, here 3 volt won't be there. Why? Because look at this. If the potential across each capacitor is different, means here some 2 volt, here 4 volt. Here 1 volt, here 5 volt. Because the potential across each capacitor is not same in series combination. So what is the total potential across the combination? Then we shall calculate V is equal to V1 plus V2. So this is the total potential across the combination. But we know that what is the potential across capacitor 1, that is V1, potential across capacitor 2 is V2. Potential across capacitor 1, that is a V1. What is the equation? Q by C1. General equation is V is equal to Q by C. By using this equation, I am talking about potential across capacitor 1, so I given the name as V1. charge on each plate of the capacitor is same. So I did not mention as Q1 here because charge is same, divided by C1. Since I am talking about capacitor 1, it will be C1. Similarly, potential across capacitor 2. So V2 is equal to Q by C2. Then I can calculate total potential across the combination. V1 is Q by C1 plus V2 is Q by C2. So what we'll get, Q is a common, so 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2, we shall mark it as equation number 1. Now I will introduce one effective capacitor of capacitance CS. What do you mean by effective capacitor? The capacitor that has same capacitance as that of group of capacitor. Means instead of using two capacitors, I will use only one capacitor. That capacitor has the same capacitance of these two capacitors. So I'll write the diagram here. So equivalent capacitor. So we have to show that both will be equal. And capacitance of this effective capacitor is taken as CS. So potential is V. Now what is the potential across this capacitor, that is effective capacitor? That is V is equal to, what is the charge? Charge is same, plus Q minus Q. So Q divided by what is the capacitance of this effective capacitor? That is CS. We shall mark it as equation number 2. Now I'll compare equation number 1 and equation number 2. On comparing equation 1 and 2, left hand side it is same. I'll compare the right hand side. Q divided by CS is equal to Q of 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2. So we shall cancel Q. What is the remaining thing? 1 over CS is equal to 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2. So this is the expression for effective capacitance of a capacitor when they are connected in series. How can I define this? The reciprocal of effective capacitance. Why is this reciprocal? 1 over CS is there. The reciprocal of effective capacitance is equal to sum of reciprocal of individual capacitance. Suppose if I use the n number of capacitor, I shall write 1 over CS is equal to 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2 plus dot 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 1 over Cn. Also I can simplify this equation by taking LCM. It becomes 1 over CS is equal to C1 plus C2 divided by C1 into C2. Then I'll simplify it for CS. So CS, that is effective capacitance, C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. So this equation is helpful in CET and NEET. So this is the expression for capacitance of a parallel plate, capacitance of a capacitor when they are connected in series. So we completed two expressions. that is expression for energy stored in the parallel plate capacitor, and we started the combination of capacitors. I completed capacitors in series. Also we can connect in parallel. That expression we'll discuss in the next class. Thank you.